Everyone, welcome back. This is Tuplex. Today we're going to continue setting up the output on the crystallization of mineral sludge. As you may recall, we decided to, when I say we, I decided, that way if it's a bad idea, I'm not sharing the blame with you guys, but I decided to make it into a bot-based distribution system, since we're going to have something like 16 different ores coming out, using belts to get all those sent up to the warehouses seemed like an onerous task. So using bots in this case I think makes sense. You know, we're talking about small, relatively small quantities of many different items. That's usually a place where bots are good for distribution. But then the problem I had is that setting these to requester warehouses didn't really work because the logistic network can't read what is inside a requester warehouse. And as of now, there are no buffer warehouses available. They haven't been added to the game yet. So this would be an ideal use of buffer warehouses, but unfortunately they don't exist. So I came up with this way to get this to work. So let me show you what I have here. First of all, I got some extra ore in this requester chest that is emptying out. But so what I did is I started with a constant combinator where I set the desired inventory levels for these two warehouses, all right, which is 38,400. In this case, it's iron, copper, silicon, and nickel. And then I have another combinator that is taking the actual contents from the green wire. Now this also includes the train station signals, but that's not a big deal. But this is taking the actual content and multiplying it by -1. And then I connect the output there with the output of the constant combinator, and then send that to a requester chest. And then the requester chest, I set the mode of operation to set requests. So essentially what we're going to be getting is the difference between what we want in these warehouses and what we actually have, and then whatever is lacking in the warehouses gets set as a request on this requester chest. Right now you see that it's emptying nickel right now. That's just because while I was working on this, I managed to accumulate some nickel in there. And there's some copper as well. Those will eventually empty out. And then I just have a loader on each side of the requester chest to split its contents into these other two chests. Okay. So we can see right now that the logistic request on here is set to iron and silicon. And that makes sense because if we look at the contents, we have essentially no iron and we're far below the target level on silicon, right? So that's what we're requesting here, and that's what will be coming from the crystallization area. So what I want to do is continue to get this set up for the other areas. But before I do that, I'm going to come outside the network here first. And I'm going to clear those to make it more generic. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll copy this to each of the other stations, and then I'll just set the constant combinator with the materials that we want in that station, and then it'll do the rest on its own. Okay, yeah, the copper is almost empty. There we go. All right, so now we can see that we have iron going there, which is fine. All right, so on each of these, I need to first replace with regular warehouses. We put that down, and then we connect the green wire to the input. Okay, so in this case we've got aluminum, cobalt, lead, and tin. So we set those in. Aluminum, cobalt, lead, and tin. Okay, and then we set each of those to 38,400. Okay, and then we can see that this is requesting aluminum ore, which is the one that it is short on. All right, so that seems to work just fine. Okay, in this case, we're going to have to shift that over a bit. All right, and then in this station, we have gold, silver, zinc, and titanium. Gold, silver, zinc, and titanium. All right, 38,400, 38,400, 38,400, and 38,400. Oh, and I forgot to connect. There we go. All right, so this one is low on all of those items. All right. Okay, and then this one is not requesting anything yet. And this one is requesting stone and crushed stone. But I don't need it on there because we're not using the robot network for that yet. I'm going to cut the... Yeah, well, I mentioned before I want to get the slag out of there, but we'll come deal with that in a little bit. Okay. So now in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the limits on these. And I'll just have these run until we fill up the chests, or one slot on the chests, I'll say. Although what's going to happen there is that it'll eventually stop. Like in this case, I have plenty of copper, but not enough iron. So this is eventually going to stop when I have a full stack of copper in here. But that's okay. I think that's okay. Okay. Let me get rid of these ores. Okay, so in this case, I want to filter these for lead and tin. Okay, and one stack each. Let's see, that one's lead. Lead goes in there. And then I can copy this. How are we doing on sludge? Yeah, we're pretty much out of sludge, so I guess that's a good thing. Okay, so far so good. Let me set this to pick up yellow inserters. So we'll pick up all these inserters. Alright, and then we'll filter it to pick up items on the ground. There we go. All right. And then I'm just going to put one more passive provider so I can just empty this stuff into those. And I expect they'll get picked up eventually. All right, speaking of active provider chests, I'm going to need a lot more. I'm going to need 40 of those. And I have 11, and as usual, I'm short on something. All right, so that's 23. How many did I say I need? I've got 8, 12, 20. I need 40. There we go. All right, all this is running pretty much nonstop. Looks like the filters are what is slowing things down here. That's not quite what I expected. I mean, I'm cleaning out the filters as fast as necessary, but it might be beneficial for me to add more filters to that loop so it can go a little bit faster. Okay, so let's set up. Let's set up the next 4. I'm going to shift these over. And I need more filter inserters. All right, I'll just make as many as I can. All right, so these are going to be nickel and silicon. Actually, let me do this. I'll just go ahead and place them all down first. 4 more. And I'm missing 2 filter inserters. Okay. All right, so these are going to be nickel and silicon. There we go. These are going to be, oh crap, I actually need more of these. I wonder, what if I set it to take 3 stacks? I wonder if that would work. Let's try that. I know that's not ideal, but it'll be a more efficient use of resources at least. Alright, this has 2 different types, so if we limit these to 2 stacks, you know, I'm guessing that we're going to get 1 of each. It might create some backups eventually. Like in this case, it's making more aluminum than the other 2. So it might reach a point where we get too much aluminum. And then it stops. Yeah, I think the other way is better. Okay, so this will be cobalt. Okay, and then zinc. And then this will be aluminum ore. Alright, and we'll limit these to 1 stack again. Okay, yeah, I think that'll be better, just to not create bottlenecks. Alright, so let me change these back. I gotta say, I have never played a game of Factorio where I was so chronically short on stuff I needed to build items. I really need to do something about that. Alright, so this is gold and tungsten. Okay, this is going to be, well, we'll come back to those. And then this is uranium and fluorite. Actually, I don't see those here. Where is uranium? There we go. And then fluorite. There we go. All right, so I need to get more inserters and more provider chests, and then we'll be finally done with that. And then we'll have to figure out something to do with all the fluorite. Let's see, what do I need for those? I need basic electronic boards, and I don't have any. All right, so we're gonna have to go back to the base. I need to pick up some inserters and stuff as well. All right, let's request some filter inserters. I think I'm making those. And then we can get rid of these warehouses. I don't need any mining drills right now. And I'll keep the rest of the stuff. All right, so we'll make, I think 10 more of those ought to be sufficient. And I'll wait to get deliveries of all my other items. Okay, great. Now we can go back and finish that up. Refining. Yeah, so I wanted to start stockpiling uranium so that we could prepare for nuclear power in the future. But I know this is eventually going to get backed up with fluorite. And fluorite itself, I know that I am already... I'm already making more than I need over here. Now this is backed up. Why is that? Because of purified water. Looks like I need another clarifier on the purified water. Okay. Well, one thing at a time. I think that's the only place where I use fluorite ore, and I'm not sure if there's any other use for it. Let's see. Right click it. Yeah, that's the only use for it, is to make calcium sulfate and hydrofluoric acid. Alright, so we could possibly export the fluorite ore and get that sent down there. Okay, so here we've got silver and titanium. There we go. Whoops, sorry about that. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, see, these are eventually going to back up with copper, but like I said, I you know, this is just a way for us to use up the sludge that we're making. We're not really going to be depending on this for generating large quantities of any particular ore, except uranium in this case. I don't know if there's any other source of uranium, to be honest. Get it from mineral sludge. Yeah, we can also do direct sorting once we get, once we get to the higher level refining. We can get it from other sources too. So, yeah, so for now, this is just a way for us to use up stone and slag, basically, and turn it into something that has value. So if any of those get backed up, it's not a big deal. Okay, I do want to add more filters here. So let's, oh, I just had it. Yeah, let's make another 100 of those ceramic filters to put onto that loop, and then hopefully those machines will be able to run more consistently. I think I was making 90 something. Well, I'll make the other ones once I know how much I have, because I don't want any extras. And then we need to come up here and grab a stack of alumina, which I have over here. All right. 96, 7, 8, 9, 100. Okay. And then we can make another 100 ceramic filters. Okay. So now that we've got that sorted, at least somewhat, I'm hoping that we will start to consume all of the crushed stone. And it looks like we are. You know, this warehouse is gradually emptying out. How are we doing on slag? Slag is gradually emptying out. Soon we'll be down to a single warehouse of slag, which will be nice. And then we'll have to do something with our geodes, because that has kind of slowed things down as well. All right, ceramic filters, in you go. And then hopefully that'll pretty much saturate the belt with filters. Now, if this belt system is still slowing things down, then what we could do is set up a filter cleaning machine on each one of these filtration units and just have it insert directly. That might make things a little bit better. Yeah, it looks like right now, it looks like the issue is getting enough water. So I might have to bring in purified water from outside as well to help feed this. All right, let's figure out what we can do with the geodes. I think they're called geodes. Yeah. All right, so let's look up geode. All right, so blue geode, let's right click on that. We can use it to make crystal slurry or crystal dust and stone. And crystal slurry can also be used to make mineral sludge. Or it can make crystal seedlings, and those can be used to make precious gems. Now, what are those used for? Laser stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure that we need that. So I think we can convert the geodes into sludge as well, and I think we'll get into that in the next episode so that we can start to use up that stuff as well. I'm going to cut this one a little bit short today, but we'll be back tomorrow with more. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.